Good morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We are on episode 96. We're going to be talking about some of the NFL updates. Only one thing about NFL. NBA updates from our correspondent of Cover 2 Cook, Mr. Tim Cook. We're going to do NHL playoff updates from your boy. And then we have Mount Rushmore, a first-round bust coming out of the NFL draft. Who is a first-round bust? So let's get it started.
Yeah. I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
All right. Thank you so much for joining. We're on episode 96. Before we get started, social media is hitting us with this question. Everyone's bringing it up. I got to ask Mr. Tim Cook what he thinks about it. The question is, can 100 humans, bare hands, take on one silverback gorilla? What do you think?
What is the social? We have too many people at home doing too much thinking. 100 people gets this one gorilla. Come on. It's not even a deal. The gorilla wins every time. The gorilla's just gonna knock him away like flies. Come on.
I'm saying bullshit. I think humans get this. Here it is. 100 people running at once, right? You got to get one behind the back. You got to hit. There's people dying. Let's be 100% honest. You're walking in there. Man. I need 100 people that know they're probably not walking out, right? And I need 100 people that are just like, this is for a cause, right? I don't know what the cause is going to be, but it's for a cause. I'm taking the human.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you got the running with the bulls and Plampona. There's 100 people in that too. Not everybody survives on that one either.
Yeah, but I've seen some cowboys be able to ring up a bull. So I'm just saying, one silverback. All right, enough fun with that. Let's start with our NFL update. Only one thing kind of coming out of the NFL. We come off the draft. There's, everyone's just trying to get situated, right? NFL updates. George Kittle, highest paid tight end with the 4-year, $76 million extension. What'd you think about this one?
So they must. I don't understand why. I mean, he's been hurt quite a bit lately. So I don't know if that's really the money they ought to be spending on. I think it should be going to other places. I don't know. They must be rebuilding. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. I think his line of work has got him to that. I think it's just that's why they're paying him that money.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look in the NFL, like, he's obviously top 5 tight ends in the NFL right now. Like, you have to put that hands down. And I would consider him top 3 because of his blocking that he brings to the game. Like, yes, he can catch the ball, and maybe he hasn't been as productive. But my biggest question mark about this whole thing is what's happened with this Brock Purdy? I thought, Brock Purdy was the biggest concern. We're going to get that contract done. If you haven't got that contract done yet, why are you paying other people? Like, I think that's the one thing I kind of question. It's not whether he deserves it. He deserves it. Like, he's been too good for so long that he deserves it. But at the same time, I just thought we were focused on other things. So that was my takeaway from it.
Well, and also, too, Anthony, here's the deal, too, is that offense don't hardly run through him hardly anymore. It's either CMC or it was who was the other one they got rid of? Debo. I mean, now you got Ayuk. He catches a few passes, but it's not real. I mean, they're paying for the blocking. I don't know if I think it's a lot of money. I do. I think it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but don't you think that now with Debo gone, Ayuk's coming off a knee injury, CMC, you don't know that it's gonna have to go through him. Yeah. So this might be hey, get ready for the next 4 years of pain because you're going to be a guy we have to focus on, even though you've been doing it for so long. I don't know. I just think when you look at the money-wise, whether it's the highest paid tight end or not, I think he's top 3 in the NFL right now. So if he's top 3, why not deserve it when a team's rebuilding?
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we got to move to NBA playoff updates. Da-da-da. Right here to our Cover 2 Cook analyst, Mr. Tim Cook. Give me an update because I could give two shits about the NBA. What's happening?
Well, right now, there's two series that are over already. OKC and Memphis. OKC won swept the series against Memphis last night. Oh my Lord! If anybody watched that one, Cleveland and Miami. Holy cow! At one time, Cleveland was up by 60 at home against a Miami team that looked like they cashed it in. At one time, it was 41-18 when I was watching, and I'm like, holy crap! I mean, they just swept them. I mean, they were up 72-33 at the half. They ended up winning by 50.
Yeah.
I mean, they were already a Pat Riley team like that get blown out at home. Oh, I mean, there's got to be a lot of soul searching going on with that team. They have to go out and get somebody. Indiana, Milwaukee's going to be playing tonight. Pacers up 3-1. They'll be playing as we're taping. Detroit and New York. This is the game. This is a series I've been watching. New York's up 3-1. This has been a battle. They do not like each other. This is kind of an old 90s Detroit Knicks just banging on each other. They do not like each other. Every time in Detroit, Jalen Brunson touched the ball, nothing but bluebirds. Houston and Golden State's up 3-1. They won last night. I mean, Steph is Steph. I mean, he's dominant. I mean, and now they got Jimmy Butler back. He was missing the last game because of a hip contusion. They're playing good. But the series I really like is the Clippers in Denver. Series tied at 2-2. This could have went 3-1 Clippers, but not for that alley-oop at the end of the game. Reminded me of the 1983 NC State Wolfpack against the Houston Cougars. Wittenberg shot the ball short, and Lorenzo Charles dunked it. This was pretty much the same thing. Jokic falling the way out of bounds for three, and Aaron Glenn just slams it home. And as you see the replay, that ball is barely out of his hands by the time he slams it. I mean, when I was watching it, it was just, it was awesome. Indiana, Milwaukee, I think I already said that one. I think, let's see, Orlando and Boston up 3-1. Yep. I mean, they're playing tonight, the Boston Guards. It looks like they're gonna take it. Orlando's just ain't got enough people. They got that Banchero. That's it. That's pretty much what they have for their team. So, I mean, I think the big one tonight is the Clippers in Denver. That is going to be, if it wasn't on at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I would probably stay up and watch it. But that is a series. I think that series, out of all these series, goes 7 games.
Well, how's your Lakers doing? I didn't hear no Lakers.
No, well, I'm sorry.
Shit. Shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Oh, the Lakers, Minnesota's up 3-1 and in big trouble. Big trouble the Lakers are. I watched that Sunday, almost the whole thing, if not all of it. They look tired. Yep. I don't know what J.J. Redick is doing by playing their 5 starters the whole second half. Does he not know that LeBron's 41? Nope. And Doncic looks like he's 25, 27. Yeah, a little thick around the edges. Yeah, he's not used to playing that long neither. So this is a must-win on Wednesday night. I mean, they have to win because they're down 3-1. Yeah. But I don't see them winning it. I could see them winning Wednesday night, but then after that, they have to play every other day after that.
Yeah.
LeBron isn't going to be able to do that. They just spent all their energy on that Sunday game thinking they can win, and I think they're done.
I do have a question, and just because I don't watch and I don't care, but if if they lose, Lakers lose on Wednesday, was that trade a bust? Because Mavericks, they didn't win anything, and the Lakers, this was going to change their whole thing. They can't even get out of the first round.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think you give a whole year to Doncic, but see that's the bad deal. Okay, you get a whole year of Doncic, but also LeBron's another year older.
Yep.
That is and they don't have any pieces around them.
Yep.
They really don't. If Reeves and Hachimura are not on, that team is gonna suck. Yep. They need their key players to play. Like I say, I don't know what Redick was thinking by playing them all. I don't think he trusts his bench. I think his bench. I mean, his bench is not very good. That's where something they're going to have to work on in the offseason is getting some bench help. I think Reeves and Ed, if they're on, they're dominant. If they're not, they're not very good.
Yeah, but don't you feel like this is Luka's MO? He just has a great season, and then it comes playoff time, and it seems like cashes it in quick and early. I mean, and I'm not saying him for example. I'm just saying that like it's just now this is the thing with him. He can't get over the hump, and he can't get. And in this series, all I've read or saw is that he played so many minutes in the second half. It's like, but it's the playoffs. Like I get it. Like you shouldn't be doing that, but when the game's on the line, that's what LeBron's known for. That's what supposedly Luka's known for, and they just are not doing it.
Well, and they look, and I tell you what, Anthony Edwards, fucking just
he's a dog.
He showed LeBron that game. I mean, he was pushing him around, and I mean, he was showing LeBron, you think you might be the, or you are the king, but the old guy in the back is ready to pounce. I mean, he was shoving him in the back of the head, and I mean, eventually they called fouls on him, but it's just the idea that he looked a fresher person compared to which LeBron's 41, but they just don't have anybody around them.
Yeah.
Like if Reeves and Hachimura are not on and their bench is not playing, but if he doesn't play his bench, in that fourth quarter, they look gassed.
Yeah.
LeBron looked gassed. Doncic looked gassed. They all look gassed. If you can't depend on your bench, this is going to be a short series.
Yeah, but Anthony Edwards, that's what he did to KD last year.
Yeah.
He did that with him, and it's just when I think of Anthony Edwards, I hope good success for him. It's always good to see him because the Justin Jefferson and that combo in Minnesota is always a good thing. But like Anthony Edwards, I always think of the Barack Obama conversation when Barack was like talking to, and I don't know who he's talking to, maybe Anthony Davis, and he was like, and they were saying something, or no, Joel Embiid, and Edwards goes, "I'm the truth," and Barack was like, "Oh, you're the truth, huh?" He's like, "Yo, watch how you talk about me. I'm the truth." And it's just that confidence. But when it comes to playoff time, it's like he becomes a different beast, like just a different animal. And I did see some of the clips on social media of him kind of getting after LeBron face to face, and then LeBron went for a ball and he kind of rolled up on his knee, and Anthony Edwards went right at him, like, "What the hell you think you're doing?" Like, So. Yeah. Well, so looking at it right now, it looks like a lot of your series are kind of getting wrapped up, right? Like you would say one that you think is going to go to Game 7, but otherwise there's kind of a lot of a dominance. Does that lead to a better second round, do you think? Or do you think there's just certain teams that are just light years ahead?
I think this goes to a better second round. I think you're going to get better matchups. You're going to get, Cleveland's going to move on. I think they play the winner of Indiana and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's another series. Detroit and New York, they're just beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
So I think the winner, okay, well, I take that back. No, that's right. And then Orlando and Boston. So whoever wins out of the Orlando Boston will play Detroit Cleveland or Detroit Knicks. So I mean that's they're once I see the Knicks moving on, they're going to be beat up to hell, and they're going to have to play Boston, and they have not done good against Boston all year long.
Yeah.
I mean, between Boston, Cleveland, and I think maybe one other team, they're like 0-11 against them. They haven't beat them at all year. So that's going to be tough for the Knicks. I think the matchups get better. I think if the Clippers in Denver go 7 games, I think Golden State's going to move on.
Yeah.
I just think that Houston's not there yet.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of good pieces there. I just don't. I think the overall star power of Curry and Jimmy Buckets is just too much for that team just yet. But they will be a team to be reckoned with going down the line.
If they stay together. Like, I mean, that's if the owners and because that's the Rockets are just known for blowing it up. But that's good to know. So enough with the other sport. Let's talk about the real sport that's playing right now. NHL playoff updates. Blues and Jets are tied at 2-2. Dallas leads Colorado 3-2. Golden State and Wild are tied at 2-2. Kings and Oilers are tied at 2-2. Capitals are up 3-1 versus Canadiens. Carolina's up 3-1 versus New Jersey. Toronto is up 3-1 versus Ottawa. And Panthers are up 3-1 versus Lightning. Tonight, Ottawa plays Toronto. New Jersey plays Colorado. The Wild versus Golden Knights. And Oilers versus Kings. Excuse me. And I will say a series that I've been watching, Florida versus Lightning, I thought that would be a better series. It has kind of been a little bit of a team gets up 2-3 and then gets 5 before you know it. It's 6 before they're up. The series that I think has been very interesting, though, is the Wild versus Golden Knights. If you can watch that tonight, Golden Knights come in with this great regular season. The Wild had so many injuries, so I've heard. Again, I didn't watch it throughout the season. What I've heard,
Right.
they've had a lot of injuries that kind of push them back when it's seeding, but they're a better team now that they're fully healthy. Those games have been crazy good. I will say another series that has just been fisticuffs is the Capitals and Canadiens. The Capitals are a fierce. They're physical. I mean, that hit on that Wilson hit. Holy shit!
Yeah.
How does that man get up? And then they have a scruffle into the benches and things like that. Like, you can tell that games 1 and 2 is about speed. Games 3 and 4 become about physicality, and it's just who can beat up on the other team because the speed is gone now. We're tired. We haven't had the rest that we need. Now I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to hit you against the boards. I'm going to take that extra hit. I'll take that penalty if that means we get an opportunity to get going. I will say the other thing I took away from this one too is the Western Conference is neck and neck. I mean, we're 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, where the Eastern Conference, it's 3-1s. I mean, it's all 3-1s. I think that's going to lead to a great second round for the Eastern Conference. I think the Western Conference is going to be neck and neck the entire playoffs. I think you're going to see a lot of 2-2s, 3-2, 3-3s going to game 7s. Game 7 for a hockey game, I need one in this round. I have to have at least one. We're on right now possibilities of 3-4. That would be crazy.
That'd be all of them.
Yeah, I mean that would be that's in the and you'd see
all of them in the Western Conference.
Yeah. And honestly, it comes down to whether Dallas gives up against Colorado and go 3-3. I think Dallas takes it away. I think they now have the momentum to take. But the series are just the fan base. I mean, the Canadians with the, that shit is so, you feel like you're in the stadium when you're watching these games. I also love seeing Biz. Biz over there, like talking the way he's talking, whether he's he's giving grief to players before games or after games. Right. But I think when you look at this hockey, you're coming into a great second round, but don't close your eyes now because this first round is still very good. What have you watched any hockey? What do you think?
I have watched a little bit of it. The Winnipeg one, my pick to win it all, start out 2-0, and then Hallebeck is giving up like 7 goals in the next 2 games. They benched him twice.
Yep.
Benched him in game 3 and game 4. I'm nervous on that one. My pick for Winnipeg to win it all, because what Hallebeck are you getting for game 5? The one that stood on his head for game 1 and 2, or the one that gives up 7 goals and gets yanked 2 starts in a row?
Yeah,
that's
but
making me nervous. And another one is that I like the Tampa Bay. They're getting chippy now. Tampa Bay and Florida. They do not like each other one bit.
Yeah, well, and it's that in-state rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that Toronto and Ottawa is getting very chippy as well too, because it's the Canadian. It's the who's fighting for the Canada on that side. I agree, but I think the Blues, they've just played different in St. Louis. I mean, I get every team plays better at home. I get that.
Right.
But St. Louis, and maybe I'm kind of reminiscing when they won the Stanley Cup, but like it just feels like when they get home, it's scary. It's one of these teams where like you have to be damn near perfect and sneak by to get a win on them. It truly reminds me of when I was a hockey fan, when the Blackhawks were playing at home. Like they were just one of those teams where you were like, shit, here we go. I will also say too, you've seen some games where 2 goals in 30 seconds, 2 goals in a minute. I think yesterday, I don't know, remember who played late last night, Dallas and I think Colorado. And Dallas scored within 9 seconds of the game. Wow. And it was just like, I literally looked up, the house was at 100 degrees last night, didn't want to turn on the AC. And I looked up to watch some stupid show we were watching. I looked back down, it's 1-0. I'm like, son of a, like, you can't take your eyes off of it. I think hockey is so fun right now. And there's really right now when you talk about what you're watching, this is your football of physicality. So I feel like I just getting a little bit of taste before we go into a little bit of a lull, and then we get into camp and stuff like that.
Right.
All right, let's move on to our Mount Rushmore. We just come out of the NFL draft. A lot of guys get drafted. A lot of teams get grades. We don't know how they're going to do. Shedeur goes to the 5th round. Should have been the 1st round. So we're doing a Mount Rushmore, a first round bust. You're going to start us off. Give me your first person of a bust.
First person that always comes to mind when you're thinking football, Brian Leaf.
Yep.
He is your guy. Number 2 overall pick to the Chargers. Chargers had to trade up to get him in 1998. They sent Arizona 2 first-round picks, a second-rounder, and they ended up having a record there at 4-17. Yikes. I think the biggest thing you're going to remember him is him getting into it with a reporter in the locker room at his deal. And he's like, get away from me. What are you doing? I mean, he was just giving them the business. 14 touchdowns, 36 interceptions, 25 career starts. Everyone thought he was a can't miss, and he got picked before Peyton Manning.
He didn't, though. Peyton Manning got picked.
He did.
No, Peyton Manning got picked first, and he got picked second.
Oh, see? Well.
Yeah, easy, because he's not even on my list. My number 1 is Jamarcus Russell. Has to be. Guy came in 290, 300 damn pounds at quarterback. Not going to happen. People that got drafted after him. You ready for this one? Calvin Johnson, Megatron. And then, the guy that almost rushed for the single season, Adrian Peterson. Thank God he went to Minnesota for that one. That's who got drafted after him, Jamarcus Russell. Absolute bust. You don't even give stats. Everyone remembers it. Not great. Yeah. Who is your number 2 on this list?
We're going to go with the NBA. Sam Bowie.
Yeah.
Number 2 overall pick by the Portland Trail Blazers. Always injured. Michael Jordan was selected before him.
Yeah.
Wow.
After him.
Unbelievable. Yeah. That was everybody thought, oh, yeah, Sam Bowie. There's this kid from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. He's not going to be very much. Yeah. Came back to bite Portland in the butt.
Yeah, for my number 2, I agree with that one. Number 2 is got to be Mitchell Trubisky. Whoa, the guy's not even done yet. The guy's not even done yet. But do you know who was drafted after him? A guy that's got multiple Super Bowls. And that has to be Patrick Mahomes with that draft. I think when you look at Mitch Trubisky, you cannot think that was not a bust when you thought Chicago was going to change everything. It was the game changer. And then it led to another draft pick. And then another first-round quarterback. So multiple. It changed so many people's perspectives of the Chicago Bears. It changed them to be an off-season winners instead of regular season winners. Mitch Trubisky is a huge bust. Who do you got for your number 3?
I'm going to go a little outside the box here. I'm going to say Chris Benson. Oh. Selected by the Pirates, number 1 overall pick in 86. The only thing good about him is because he had a smoking hot wife that was posed in Playboy. So, he was a 500 pitcher. I think he bounced around in the league. I think he pitched for the Yankees a little bit, but he was a big bust for the Pirates.
Yeah, for my number 3, I'm going to actually go to basketball. So I did football in the first 2. I'm going to go to basketball here, and I'm going Greg Oden. Greg Oden was the face of a video game that I had, 2K, I think 5 or whatever. Come out of college, it was just like, this guy is going to dominate. Well, let's listen to some of the people that got drafted after him. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest of all time. Al Horford, an amazing player. And Mike Conley, guys that played long careers and great careers. Greg Oden did not. Now, I feel bad for the guy. I do. But when you look at it, it's about the team that drafted him. And that's who I'm going to say is the bust, not him. The team busted on that one.
Yeah.
Who do you got for your number 4?
I'm going to go a little, again, back to football. Tony Mandrich. Ooh. Number 2 overall pick for the Colts. Came out of Michigan State, and they thought he was a freak of nature. Well, left tackle, probably was going to be the best offensive lineman of all time. Well, come to find out down the road, and in 2008, he admitted to being on steroids.
Oh, there it is.
So he got lit up big time on the offensive line, and he did not look good whatsoever.
Yeah, for my 4th, I'm going to go with one because I just hate this guy. Not hate him, but who was talking about him? Charles Rogers. Ooh, yeah, he got drafted by the Detroit Lions. Oh, Mel Kiper was so far up this guy's ass, he was talking for him. Mel Kiper loved him. You know who's drafted after him? Andre Johnson, Terrell Suggs, and the long-haired, gorgeous man of Troy Polamalu were all drafted in there. Now, I get it. Maybe you want a wide receiver. Andre Johnson. Better players. Terrell Suggs and Troy Polamalu. And they took this guy because guess what? They probably listened to Mel Kiper's dumbass, pumpkin-eating, Hate that guy.
Yeah.
Who do you got for an honorable mention?
You know what? I have them on my list, but I just started thinking about it. How about the boss?
I have him on my list too. Yep.
Did you? Yes. I never thought about it, but I'm like, he was a bust. Everybody thought coming out of Oklahoma as a linebacker, he was going to just light up. And guess who lit him up? Bo Jackson.
Yep.
We've seen in that documentary that he just got lit up against him in I don't know what the playoff game, but it was at Seattle.
Yeah.
He was the linebacker for the Seahawks. Jackson just ran him over. I think he was kind of a bust.
An honorable mention for me, it actually has to do with Bo Jackson, but it's not about Bo Jackson being a bust. It's about a team drafting him when he said he wasn't going to go to them. Wasn't that Tampa Bay? Didn't Tampa Bay draft him and he was like, I'm not playing for you.
Yep.
I will play baseball. And then he comes back and actually plays football because he was like, I don't want to play for Tampa Bay. My other one I have on here, so I did have Boz. I thought that one. Anthony Bennett in basketball. He was going to change Cleveland. It was going to change him. And what a bust. I mean, you had Giannis in that draft, which seems, he was like 18, 17 years old at that time when he got drafted. You had Rudy Gobert. You had Victor Oladipo, guys that had longer, better careers. Did you have anyone else as an honorable mention?
Achilles Smith, quarterback for Cincinnati. It seemed like, I looked at this list and there was a lot of Cincinnati Bengals on this deal. I mean, you had Kajana Carter. He was a running back. But he got hurt. I mean, I don't think he would have been a bust if you never got hurt. Because he was a hell of a running back for Penn State. But Achilles Smith, number 3 overall for the Bengals in '89, came out of Oregon, high-flying offense, but lasted 4 seasons, finished with a 3-14 record. Yeah, he wasn't very good. He was a bust.
Yeah, see, and that's why I felt bad about putting Greg Oden on there, is because it really was injuries that got him, and I feel bad for it because it's what happens when you're so big and you get so big so fast.
Right. Sam Boone's the same way.
Yeah, it's just your body's not going to be able to handle that kind of thing for that long. I have another one on here too, is Tim Couch. Obviously, he's one of the 50,000 Cleveland Browns quarterbacks that just never worked out. I think when you look at it, Donovan McNabb was in that draft. Donovan McNabb. Now, does Donovan McNabb become that guy in Cleveland? I don't know. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes when he comes with Mitch Trubisky. Does Patrick Mahomes become Patrick Mahomes in Chicago? Don't know. But the other one that I wanted to talk about too is, do you put Baker Mayfield? I mean, he's having a great career now in Tampa Bay. But when you talk about what he did in Cleveland, it just never lived up to it. Another person I had on there too was Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
And I didn't put him on the list because I just like him too much. He's my favorite. I like Johnny Manziel. Johnny Money, baby. But I just feel like when you talk about it, that's why I put on there Mitch Trubisky. He's a second string, possibly third string in some of these teams. And Patrick Mahomes is out there. Now, there's another guy out there that got drafted, but I think Chicago's glad that they didn't get that because the masseuse would be getting weird all on him. So, what? Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, allegedly.
But we will definitely post our Mount Rushmore of who we have on this one. I think this one was fun. I will say, because you go back and look, and I will be honest with you, I had to have a certain timeline.
Right.
Because I don't know who the hell Sam Bowie is. I have no clue who that is. But, obviously, if you get drafted before Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But before Michael Jordan? Yes. Yeah. Obviously, you're going to be remembered. The Ryan Leaf one, I've always thought he got drafted before Peyton Manning. But when I read it today, he was the number 2 overall. Right. Number 1 was Peyton. So,
and you know what? And the Colts got killed for it.
Yes.
By picking Peyton Manning over Leaf. This Leaf is a solid pick. He's a can't miss.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he just.
Well, and that's where recently I've just saw another clip is when the Colts drafted Marshall Faulk.
Right.
Mel Kiper was like, this guy's going to lose his job because he's drafted him and stuff like that. Mel Kiper, shut the up. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of people being like, the guy's never put on a jockstrap. The guy's never been an NFL, GM. He's never been a scout. So what gives him the right to? They just at this point they're just like, he's talking out of his ass, and that's what pissed me off about the whole Shedeur situation. Right. The guy sounded like he was on the take. Like the Sanders were just like, hey man, every time you say his name, we'll write you another check. Right. Like, dude, he might be a bust, and you look like a fool. Don't put all your eggs in one basket because you've done it multiple times. And that's why I had to bring up Charles Rogers because if you go watch back of that draft, and I don't know what year, 80, I don't know, whatever. When Charles Rogers comes out, he was like, this guy will change the Detroit Lions. He will take them. You would think he was Barry Sanders. You would have thought he was like, it was just and Mel Kiper on his dick.
Anthony, have you seen the Mel Kiper? I don't know who the guy is off of McAfee that does Mel Kiper.
Yeah. Mad Mel.
That is anybody. Well, if you guys watch this, watch the YouTube of him playing Mel Kiper.
Yeah,
it is hilarious, and I mean hilarious.
Yeah, it's Mad Mel and it's Ty Schmidt doing Mad Mel. It is hilarious because even when he does, and there's a couple times where Pat has to back him down. Like, he does.
He does.
Like you're crossing the line.
Like, he goes, if they pick this certain guy, I'm throwing this microphone right in the crowd.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that. You hit somebody with it. I don't care. Gosh, man, he's just going off. It's hilarious. If you have a chance, watch. I mean, people watch it. It is hilarious.
Yeah, because it was this last draft that he was talking about. Because it was like they was supposed to get a wide receiver, and he goes, if they draft a goddamn offensive lineman, I'm throwing this mic. And Pat's like, you can't do that. That's a weapon.
Yeah,
like,
you're going to hurt somebody. That's a weapon. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, this was fun doing the first round. We got more basketball going on, NHL going on, whether you're watching TNT. Just bank on either ESPN or TNT because either one of them has basketball or it has NHL. Yeah. I will say having the multiple TVs, with it being 90 degrees the past couple days, I need to make sure to get my ass downstairs. So I got 4 TVs to watch it all. But we will be back on Thursday. Hopefully get a little bit NFL, maybe some college football news in there. If not, we'll give updates on the playoffs of the NBA, playoffs of the NHL, as we're most likely going to start seeing some teams move on and what we're looking at for second rounds. But tune in on Thursday. If you want more clips, tune in to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, as we have all those as well. I want to thank everyone. Have a great rest of your week. We will be back on Friday.